The story begins with Chen Zhen, a Chinese martial artist attending an all-Japanese school, where he is studying animation. Members of the Black Dragon clan suddenly burst through the door. They harbor animosity toward him not only because he is Chinese, but also because he knows nothing about animation. Despite the teacher's attempt to intervene, he is pushed aside, and his glasses are stepped on. Mitsuko, Chen Zhen's girlfriend, also tries to calm the situation. However, Chen Zhen steps forward before things can escalate any further. The intruders threaten him, giving him 3 seconds to leave or face violence. Fumio Funakoshi, their master and Mitsuko's uncle, then enters the scene. He apologizes to the teacher and inquires who is responsible for beating up his students. Chen Zhen confesses that he is the one, which earns Funakoshi's admiration. Funakoshi then asks who Chen Zhen's master is, and he reveals that his master recently passed away after losing a match against a Japanese master named Akutagawa. Devastated by the news, Chen Zhen excuses himself and immediately departs for Shanghai to pay his respects. Upon arriving at Jingwu School, the rickshaw driver informs him that the students are dispersing following his master's death, and that the Japanese are attempting to acquire the property. Once inside, Chen Zhen witnesses a duel in progress. The new head of Jingwu, Tianan, is engaged in a fierce battle with a rival schoolmaster.
Master, are you alright?
Thank you, sir.
Afterward, Chen Zhen proceeds to the altar to honor his late master. He clenches the symbol of acceptance tightly and bows deeply in reverence. Overcome with anger, he shatters the symbol in a burst of fury. Tianan agrees with Chen Zhen, acknowledging that their enemies not only defeated their master but also undermined their leadership, rendering the idea of acceptance meaningless. Driven by vengeance, Chen Zhen declares his intent to confront Akutagawa. The following morning, Chen Zhen arrives at Akutagawa's dojo and issues a challenge. Akutagawa's students warn him to leave or face dire consequences. After a prolonged standoff, Akutagawa finally appears.
We shall challenge each other openly and fairly.
Chen Zhen ties his shoes, bunny ears down, and politely leaves. Later that evening, Chen Zhen escorts a doctor to his master's gravesite. He suspects foul play, believing his master may have been poisoned before the match, as Akutagawa alone wasn't skilled enough to defeat him. The doctor retrieves a piece of the liver for testing in a tube, hoping to discover traces of poison. Chen Zhen is determined to uncover who is responsible for his master's death. The next morning, Chen Zhen warms up before training, drawing the attention of all the students. His rumored victory over Akutagawa has made him a local sensation. Moreover, he introduces new moves and techniques, which sparks jealousy in Tian, the current schoolmaster. Tian feels overshadowed by Chen Zhen's teaching prowess. Chen Zhen demonstrates a powerful kick on one of the students, sending him flying. The students cheer and applaud as if a plane just landed safely after a long flight, all while Tian watches with quiet resentment. Meanwhile, Akutagawa confronts General Fujita about the poisoning of Chen Zhen's master, declaring it dishonorable. Fujita reveals that Akutagawa was incapable of defeating the master, so they resorted to poisoning him, as he was the leader of the Chinese resistance. Furious over the false victory, Akutagawa, claiming to be a samurai with honor, is outraged that Fujita would stoop to such tactics. The next day, Akutagawa's students arrive at their dojo, only to discover his body along with a sign implicating Chen Zhen. They prepare to retaliate against Jingwu School. It becomes evident that Fujita's plan all along was to frame Chen Zhen for Akutagawa's murder. Upon arriving at the school, an Akutagawa student accuses Chen Zhen of killing their master. Tian defends him, asserting that they know he is innocent and refusing to surrender him. Just as the situation threatens to erupt into violence, the police arrive in time to halt the fight. The students insist they will not leave without Chen Zhen, who arrives after a brief jog, only to be arrested and brought to trial. In court, 4 fabricated witnesses testify that they saw Chen Zhen at the scene of the murder. The judge rejects testimonies from Chinese witnesses, citing potential bias in Chen Zhen's favor. Instead, a Japanese witness is brought in, none other than Mitsuko. To Chen Zhen's surprise, Mitsuko lies to the court, claiming that Chen Zhen was with her at a motel on the night of the murder, thus providing him an alibi. With insufficient evidence to convict him, and Mitsuko's testimony as a Japanese citizen carrying weight, the judge dismisses the case. Back at Jingwu School, tensions rise as the members debate whether Mitsuko should be allowed to stay, given her Japanese nationality, which some view as a betrayal to the Chinese cause. Tian adds a condition that he will not leave Jingwu unless he defeats Chen Zhen, prompting him to challenge Chen Zhen to a duel. The winner will assume the title of Jingwu's master. Chen Zhen informs Tian that he has no desire to become the leader, and proposes that if neither of them is accepted, they should both leave. He makes one final bow to his late master, and the 2 men depart the school together. The next day, Akutagawa's former students, now under a new master, challenge Jingwu School to a duel. Tian, ashamed and absent since the confrontation, prompts the students to go out searching for him. While some are out looking, the cook and another Chen hide in a room. The cook demands to know where the money is, but the student insists they wait, saying the Japanese always pay. It is then revealed that the cook and this other Chen were the ones responsible for poisoning their master. In response, the student executes the cook. Meanwhile, the Jingwu students eventually locate Tian, who is drunk and engaged in a street brawl. They bring him back and inform him of the school's challenge. Despite his condition, Tian agrees to face the duel as Jingwu's master. Elsewhere, Chen Zhen and Mitsuko have made an abandoned hut their new home after being cast out from Jingwu School. Funakoshi arrives and challenges Chen Zhen to a match. He asks what lessons Chen Zhen has learned. Chen Zhen responds by grabbing a rock and shattering it with his fists. Impressed by his strength, Funakoshi questions whether he has also learned to control his anger. Chen Zhen replies that he didn't come for a discussion, he came to fight. Admitting that his loss was due to Chen Zhen's adaptability, Funakoshi advises that the ability to adapt is what makes a fighter truly unbeatable. He then departs, leaving Chen Zhen deep in thought. The following day, Chen Zhen and Qin Yang join forces to confront General Fujita. Inside, the general reveals that the cook and the other Chen were bribed to participate in the master's assassination. The general then swiftly kills Chen to eliminate loose ends. He proposes a challenge: if Chen Zhen and Qin Yang can defeat him, they may retain ownership of the school. Qin Yang rushes into the fight but is quickly overwhelmed by the general's devastating kicks. Even his strongest blow fails to do damage. The general launches Qin Yang across the room, sending him crashing through a window. Chen Zhen then steps in to face the general himself. As Chen Zhen and Tian attempt to leave, Fujita suddenly attacks Tian with his sword.
General, come on! Police!
The story concludes with Chen Zhen being executed for the murder of General Fujita.